Hi, my name is Sergeant Don Gulla. We're going to cover some of the reviews of the DSHS hands-on training. Let's start with the triangle step. So remember that we're going to practice stepping off to one side, right? Using the outside leg to step, blocking with the outside hand, stepping with the outside foot. 1, 2, moving out of the kill zone. Also, if you can trap onto the elbow, it lets you know if the person's trying to turn to get you. All right, so we'll try it this side. Remember, if he's pointing with his finger, stepping out of the way. 1, 2, going by. All right, one more time. He presents, step out of the way. 1, 2, and move by. All right, try it. All right, so Butch has a notebook. I'm going to be the attacker. And basically, he's going to use it to deflect. So he's doing some paperwork. I get agitated. I'm moving towards him. He's going to use it to deflect, right? Keep me from grabbing him, right? Deflecting out of the way, right? Deflecting out of the way. Now, if I grab onto it, right, to control it, use it to deflect and just run by him, all right? So again, use it, because even if I'm trying to hit him with something, he's shielding with it, right? Just shield, defend himself, right? Whether it's a pipe, whatever, but protect your head, all right? Remember, step off lane, use both hands to deflect, all right? Boom, go by. All right, enjoy. Okay, small joint manipulation, which is pointing his fingers at me, right? When I grab the fingers to get out of the way, I'm reaching around and grabbing them. Make a fist with this hand, right? I will use this to support his forearm, all right? When I bend the fingers, right, I'm pulling back with my hands, right, to pull him by, right? Just bending the fingers, there's too much slack. It's when I keep the pressure here and here, that's what causes him to move his body to help protect his fingers. So when I grab here, I just want to rotate my fist in place. That's what causes him to move. When I move out of the way, it's here, hold this level, pull it all the way by my hip, all the way out of the way. All right? Here, grab. Here, pull this to hip level, pull him by. All right, get out of the way. So, depending on how someone's grabbing you, if they're grabbing you with both hands, I can grab any fingers, right? Use them to bend, again, bend them backwards, but back upon themselves, not here. This doesn't do anything, right? It's when I actually lock these in here and then rotate them, that's what causes the pain, all right? So we're gonna show you he grabs on, it's gonna be a thumb grab. So as he grabs, right here, right, see where's the tip of his lady in the thumb. So right where Butchie's at right here, just holding his fist against my body, and I'm pinching his thumb back this direction. So I pinch it back, that causes his grip to open. I grab it and I open it. So I'm pinching it back, then I'll give it a little twist, right at the end to make him release. So if he's grabbing onto my shirt, I grab it either over the top, release, or I grab it underneath to release. If he's grabbing onto my wrist, it's the same thing. Come underneath, sweep the thumb, make a fist around it, then give it a twist. Make sure that you stay behind the person when you're moving around. All right? Try it. All right, so we're gonna start with same side grab, where Butch is grabbing, and again, the weak part of the grab is going to be between his fingers and his thumb. So right here, we're gonna get close. What I want you to see that is I pry, right? Notice that I'm not pulling, but I'm actually prying my elbow towards his elbow, and I give a quick wrist twist like I'm actually looking at my watch, right? So I'm also stepping out of the kill zone a little bit, so we'll come back where when we're here, I need to truly step out of the way at the same time I'm moving out, right? So again, same side grab, rotating the wrist, going to the outside, right? His thumb is on top, right? And I'm moving by. So the other side, here again, I pry my elbow to his to make it release, and I move by him. All right. So now thumb down, he's grabbing here. This does not work as well, right? So what I'm doing is I'm going to move, I'll first start this direction, then I'm moving it underneath his armpit, right? The higher underneath the armpit, the better it works. And here's why. Once I start to rotate, right, don't pull down because that makes it lock in. It's when I pull it up, upward, that's what makes his thumb release. So here, right, move outside and move by. All right, so here, move by. All right. All right, let's talk about cross hand grab. So now he's grabbing cross hand, right? And again, depending on their strength, sometimes it's easier to start your rotation this way. Then as I step around, I bring my wrist like I'm going to look at the palm of my hand. So again, notice that I'm almost pulling myself by as I start to look at my hand, then grab his wrist. The grabbing of the wrist is what actually breaks it. So I'm here, right? I step outside, turn like I'm grabbing onto his arm. That should release his grip. Here, right? Or I can just go straight down with my hand and that releases it too. All right, so here, step out of the way, boom, and go by. All right, he grabs, right, I pull. See right here, he still has a grip. As soon as I push my wrist down, it releases. But I want to have a hold of him, so as I move beside him, I'm outside the way. All right, so he grabs, step outside, grab, go to the side. All right. All right, so now Butch is grabbing on both hands on one wrist. So right here, it's almost like a crossed wrist grab. So I can either, well, grab onto my fist, step around the outside, push downward, right? Here, going outside. But notice that I'm just not trying to do it in front of him. I actually step beside him and come down. All right, so two hands low, grab on to guide your hand around and straight down. All right, if you can't bring your hand around, grab in between, step back with my back leg, pull back so my elbow comes up like I'm going to elbow him in the face. Grabs low, step in, grab it, and elbow back. All right, this side, again, grabbing, pull straight up, be ready to elbow if you need to. All right, enjoy. All right, so let's talk about two hands high, right? And so in this case, you really want to force your wrist outside, then straight down in front of you, all right? Again, outside, straight down, watch out for the headbutt, right? Because when you pull them down, heads may come together, but also be prepared to move, right? As soon as I go here, I don't want to stop because now they're grabbing the other way, all right? So here, outside, downward, move by. Right? Outward, downward, move by. Now obviously if he's grabbing here, I can still kick, I can still knee, I can still bite, right? Those are also considerations if you can't get the release from the top. All right, how about the bottom? He grabs low. Start to pull outside, come straight up, right? Almost like I'm going to put my thumbs behind me, right? Watch out for your head as you bring your hands back. Watch for the headbutt. Also, don't clank your knuckles together really hard. Boom, straight up and move by. Right here, outside, up, and move by. All right, enjoy. All right, we're going to talk about hand trapping. So it's not grabbing, but it's trapping over, right, to where my thumb's on the outside and I'm really pinching with my fingers. This allows me to move past a person a little quicker without releasing, but it also allows me to move the person by when we do our arm drag. So trapping first starts with here, and again, as Butch is pushing, all I'm trying to do is deflect it to where he can't grab me or he can't hit me. All right, because the most dangerous part, that if I trap here, that's the hand that's going to get me because I don't have any control, especially if I'm this close to the person. All right, so just basically checking the hands, right, and now moving either left or right out of the way. All right, So trapping is the beginning for the moving behind for the arm drag. So I'm trapping here, right, as he's moving. I bring this under the arm and I hook the elbow, right? So that's number one. Hook, then I'm moving behind him and I'm grabbing onto the hip. All right, I'm gonna do it right here so you can see it a little bit easier. So again, as he's trapping, right, I hook underneath the elbow, pull it by, and go to this position. We'll cover the wrap position next. But getting out of the kill zone, he's here. Right, boom, we're moving. 1, 2, move behind, right, to this position here. All right, we'll show you the wrap next. All right, so wrap position, it's easier to start from the back position, but he's attacking someone, a co-employee or someone else. I'm using my hand to push his elbow. Notice that his wrist kind of flips across his body. As I push that, this hand's gonna reach around, grab the wrist. All right, so I have the wrist right here, and I'm hooking inside the bicep, hooking inside, and I'm pulling it back. So this is just a control, right, and hold till I can get to where I need to go. So right here I'm holding. If the door's that way, all I want to do is be able to pivot him to where I can get to this position, push and get away. All right. So again, he's over here, he's facing the other way, right? He's attacking someone, right? I'm pushing either elbow. Push the elbow, grab the wrist. Hook the inside of the bicep, don't grab. Not a grab, but a hook. Hook, my head's to the outside here, I'm looking. Do not bring your head to the other side, you're gonna get elbowed in the face. Use my hip, as he moves around, I just stay with him, right? If he's moving, I'm just pivoting to where I can get away if needed. So this is a control and hold technique. Now we're gonna show you how you put it together with the trap to the arm drag. So over here, we're trapping, I hook it, pull behind. Once I get behind him, fling the elbow across, grab the wrist. Hook inside the bicep, keep my ear to the outside, right? And just stay, if the person moves, just stay with them, right? I'm not trying to move him. I'm just staying with him so I don't lose my balance. All right, one more time. We trap, right? Bring the one hand by, hook the elbow, move out of the kill zone, hook, grab the hip. Push the elbow across, grab the wrist, hook the inside of the bicep, ear to the outside, right? When he moves, just stay with it. All right, angle to where I need to, push, get away. So let's talk about hair hold. Someone's grabbing onto your hair, right? Whether it's one hand or two hands. All right, we're gonna show you just basically the release that if I'm grabbing onto the top of Butch's head, he's going to use both hands to push the knuckles back against his head to release the fingers. So he's kind of squishing, right? As he pushes, it opens my hand or makes it flat. Now he's grabbing onto the fingers to make him release, all right? So I grab, he pushes, starts to flatten him, opens it, grabs the fingers, holds onto him, make sure that he's releasing, then moving away, right? I grab on top, he's pushing straight down, opens my hands, right? Grabs in between the knuckles, the fingers, grab them. Remember, you are probably gonna get some hair in there, but use the fingers when you get out of it so that you don't stay in front of them, right? So that if you grab the fingers, right, he compresses it, right? Then he moves out around to get away, all right? If I'm grabbing from, support your head so that if I'm dragging you, right, you support, so I'm dragging you, you don't hurt your neck. So really support your head, grab on, thumbs, fingers, grab, get out of the way. If I'm grabbing behind you, this one's a little bit more difficult because now I'm controlling behind you here, and he's got to support his head and neck, right? And this one he's going to trap it, and he's going to spin underneath my arm. This one, with your partners, you got to be careful because now you have a wrist lock and you can hurt their shoulder. So stop and let him release before you do it. So I grab here, he grabs, spin underneath my armpit, releases the hand as you go behind. Remember, anything that you can get a hold of, any fingers, anything, grab onto them. Right, so if I have the ponytail, he's grabbing the top of the ponytail to support it. So now his hand supporting it, right? So we can work up to either getting hold of the fingers or ducking underneath behind me, right, to get out. All right, enjoy. All right, rear choke escape, we're going to show you from a seated position, makes it a little bit easier for you to see. So as I come around the neck, Butch is going to turn his chin, duck it down into the bend of my arm. That keeps the blood flow and the airway open, but he's also grabbing inside and prying out. So a couple ways out of this. One is to create enough of a gap, get your chin down, turning and bite towards the bicep, right? It is going to hurt. Even if I'm on the side of your jaw, it's still going to hurt, but at least one, you can still breathe. Two, you can still have the blood flow, right? If you can't get out this, start fishing for fingers. So coming up, grabbing the fingers, bending them back upon the arm, right? So when you bend them back to make them release. Do not let go. Keep your chin down and spin out, right? Because if you don't, when this one comes off, the other one can come on, right? So chin down, right? Starting to fish for fingers, up. Pull them, go to the other ones, right? Keep your chin down. But remember, the other one's going to try to choke, so get out while you can with the fingers. All right. Also, blocking helps prevent choking if you bring your arm up next to your head. All right. So let's show you a front choke escape. So as Butch is coming up, both hands into front, I'm using my arms to come up, and I'm going to swim out. It's key that I'm releasing it with my shoulders and not with just my arm. As I go by, I'm going to move by him. Right? So he chokes, hands up, spin over, right, and get by him. Right? Because you don't want to spin out and let him choke you from the rear position here. All right? So controlling them here, swim out. All the other stuff here can work. If you can't get out because you're trapped somewhere, grabbing the fingers, tips of the fingers. So here, as you're grabbing here, get the tip of the fingers, bending it back and up. Grab underneath, get a hold of the thumbs, prying them outward, underneath their arm, outward. All right. Also remember you have the Dragonslayer right here to pull. If they're grabbing you tight, just pushing it up to get away. Right. You can add a knee to it if your policy allows, but this is pretty much at a high level of force. All right. Enjoy. So it's talking about you sit in your chair, your vehicle, right? Using your chair to help defend you. So here's one method to make it a little bit easier to stand up quickly. So if I put my back all the way in the chair, I have to scoot forward a little bit to get out. If I just put the point right between my knees are far enough back in the chair that now I can actually stand up. It also makes it a lot easier. So if Butch is going to, if he's attacking me from here or the dog's coming around the corner, it's a lot easier for me to stand up and move the chair between us, right, to use that as a buffer. If he starts to move around it, just stay behind it, right? If you're going to use it as a defensive weapon, right, pick it up and use it, right? You can use the bottom of it. But again, if he's trying to grab onto it, I'd rather have him grab onto that than me, right? So just staying behind it. If he's trying to move around, just stay behind it, right? Remember, you can still poke at him with it, right? But stay behind it, use it as a shield, all right? Enjoy.
Remember, keep your hands up.